So today, let's discuss the Bitcoin flash crash. But let's just hope that Michael Saylor does not see this one, because I'm pretty sure that he'd be offended. Oh yes, he would be. Now, currently Bitcoin's at around 92K. Yes, it had attempted to break out, and it has ran into that purple line that I've highlighted to you guys in my recent video, and it's now retracing. We don't know if it's going to pierce it a little bit. We're just going to have to watch and see, or if it's just going to turn downwards from here, because it ran into resistance, which is that purple line. Anyhow, guys, I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue to capitulate, continue to sell off, to crash, and head all the way down towards 49, 50K. That's what I'm expecting. And also potentially this is even all the way down to 20 grand. Now, I'm well aware that this is completely contrary to what majority of the perma-bulls out there are expecting. You see, they're expecting Bitcoin to continue to pump up to new all-time highs, regardless of that nasty death cross that we had the other day. But from my perspective, from my vantage point, that is not what I'm expecting, guys. That is not what I'm seeing. Now, what I believe that we're currently experiencing with Bitcoin is one of the two very big crashes that was highlighted to me by God. You see, he showed me that there were two big flash crashes that was coming for Bitcoin, and I believe that we're in the midst of one of them. And we could head down to from 50% up to a 80% crash. You see, that's what I'm expecting. I'm not necessarily expecting the crash for Bitcoin all the way down to zero yet. And the reason why is Yad also given to me a prophetic number of 133,000. In that experience, I saw one candle that lifted up, took off on what appeared to be a weekly or a daily candle, all the way up to 133,000, which makes me think that this candle, because it didn't occur in this previous bull run, we had several candles, several weekly and monthly candles, which took it up to a top of $126,000. So that wasn't necessarily 100% accurate, you see, or it didn't look the way as it did in the vision. But what would be more accurate is if we have Bitcoin flash crashing all the way down to some low numbers like around 20K, and then shortly thereafter it rebounds within a week or even possibly a day. On a daily candle, it pumps all the way up to 133,000. Now that would perfectly fulfill what I had seen, because that's exactly what I saw in the vision. That's, if you guys would go back to the original video, that's exactly how I described it, what I saw in the vision. It appeared to be a daily candle, or at most a weekly candle, that lifted up, that got up and pumped all the way up to $133,000. Now, I have that number to look forward to, so that when I see it, I will know that the flash crash for Bitcoin to zero will be coming afterwards. And up until now, we haven't seen that yet. So that is my reason why I personally am not expecting Bitcoin to flash crash to zero in this current crash that's going on with it currently. You see, that is my personal reason why I don't expect that flash crash to zero currently. Now, is it entirely impossible for it not to flash crash to zero in this current crash? No, it's not. Why? Because we prophesy in part, and I'm just trying to interpret what I have seen. So we have to leave space for error. You see, I'm not infallible at all. No one is. So I'm just, trying to interpret what I was shown. And based off of what Yah has shown to me, I've decided that, I'm not at all expecting that flash crash down to zero in this current crash that's occurring right now. However, if we're to see Bitcoin flash crash down to either 49K and have a bounce from there to create new all-time highs, or flash crash all the way down to 20K, then rallies and create a new all-time high above 133, then now I can say, yes, we can expect the flash crash to zero at any time after this. You see, at any time after it is past 133,000. Actually, I'm expecting it, any rebounds going up that high, I'm expecting it to head towards $200,000, guys, at least $200,000. And then anytime after that, basically after it had passed 133,000, we know that the next crash is going to take Bitcoin all the way down to zero. Yes, guys, it will occur, because Yah has not only shown to myself, he's also shown it to several other brothers and sisters in Christ as well. But in regards to that flash crash to zero, this is also when I would expect it as well. So Bitcoin's recent all-time low in the previous market cycle was 15K. So if we were to observe that Bitcoin starts to capitulate, crashes down to 49K, then plows through 49K, heads down to 20 grand. If it does not build support anywhere there in the 20s and breaks the 20 grand support and head down towards its recent cycle all-time low at 15K, if it breaks 15K, guys, if Bitcoin breaks 15 grand, that was its recent cycle all-time low. If it breaks there, personally, I will be looking for that flash crash to zero. That's a place where I would most definitely be looking for a flash crash to zero. Now, is it also possible that, like this picture that I'm about to put on the screen, is it possible that we could have something like that out of the blue, completely surprising everyone, including myself, where it drops from these higher numbers all the way down to zero, even overnight, and is just being bought up? That's also possible, guys. That's not impossible. You see, we can't rule that out as well. But personally, if it crashes in this way, where I've also seen it crash that way as well, where it plowed through 50 grand, 40, 30, 20, it was crashing in stages. I've seen it crash that way as well. So if it takes that route, and then we see it plows through 15K, guys, 15 grand, I tell you, watch out, because it's heading straight down to zero. That's where I will be led to believe that it's going, based off of dreams and visions that Yah has given to me. You see, because Yah had shown me explicitly already where I woke up in the morning and Bitcoin was at 8 grand, and then it flash crashed from there all the way down to zero in a matter of seconds and started rebounding up to 11 cents. You see, so anyhow I end up seeing Bitcoin breaking 15 grand, heading down to 12 grand or 11, 10, around there, I will be thinking, this is what I'll be thinking, yes, this is the flash crash. Whether it is or not, that's what I'll be thinking, and this is based off of what Yah had shown to me. If I were to observe Bitcoin anywhere near that area, from 15K down to 12, 10K, I will be thinking it is the flash crash. You see, we're currently in the midst of the flash crash. It can occur at any second. That is what I'll be thinking. So yes, guys, I believe that the crash that we're currently in, we're going to have a bounce somewhere. I don't know exactly where this bounce is going to be. Is it going to be around 49 or is it going to be around 20? That's where I'm expecting it. It's going to be either one or the other. It's either going to be at 49.50 or around 20 grand thereabouts. You see, but whenever this bounce comes, it's going to take Bitcoin to new all-time highs, guys. And I'm expecting it to plow through 150, going all the way up to 200K easily. And like I just mentioned before, there's a possibility that's where that 133 grand will be fulfilled. And trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up and we have a God candle for Bitcoin, which we've never seen a God candle like that on that scale. That would be unprecedented. We see a God candle from either 49 grand or even 20 grand, pumping all the way from those prices up to 133 grand in either 1 week or possibly Yes, it's not impossible, even in one single day, guys. That would be anomalous, of course. No one has ever seen anything like that for Bitcoin, pumping that high and that fast. But that would, trust me, that would better fulfill the manufactured spike and that which I saw in the vision. More than one visions, guys. If it just were to get up and do that in a week's time or a day, that would better fulfill it. And what would happen? Several other coins would react to this move for it to crash that low and then pump that fast and that high. Other coins, even these meme coins that I've been telling you guys about, would react to it. And another thing I want to mention too, guys, how do I know that the meme coins are going to pump next? You see, I want you guys to know how I know this. Okay, so I know this because of 3 reasons. I know it because of, number 1, experience. I've seen it happen before. When Bitcoin fell in 2017, I saw the reaction of certain coins that at that time could be considered basically as meme coins as well. You could, even though officially meme coins weren't even around at that time, but there were certain coins like Red Coin, which people could consider as meme coins because they basically didn't have any utility. People considered them as crap coins at that time, and they pumped in reaction to Bitcoin's fall. The same thing will apply, guys, to certain coins that were not pumping, that have flatlined and were doing nothing. So off of experience, that's number 1. I also know that they will pump next also because of the charts, their chart history. Several of these coins, guys, they have flatlined. You see, they have hit rock bottom and has just been doing nothing for years. And when all of these other coins that have been pumping starts to crash, including Bitcoin, the money has to go somewhere, you see. And the rising tide will lift these coins that have been flatlined. You see, as Bitcoin falls, these coins will rise. I've seen it happen before, and it's there in the charts. Once you look at these coins that are flatlined, you will see it. You see, and the third way is from revelations from Yah, through prophecy. Yah had shown me explicitly, even it was an instruction Yah gave to me in this experience, where he showed me that a meme coin that I was holding, it suddenly just got up and exploded. You see, and so I made some money from that meme coin. And then he instructed me in the vision, he gave me instructions, start buying a blue chip coin. You see, he gave me the instructions, and it didn't only go for that particular blue chips. I have this understanding it's going to be other blue chips as well, but for myself specifically, he gave me the instruction to start purchasing that blue chip coin, which I've already shared with you guys. You know, it's ADA, Cardano. But it will also apply for XLM and, XRP, etc., which lets me know clearly that the memes are going to take off first, even before the blue chips. Because at the time when I had received it, the blue chips have already pumped. They were actually very high, including Cardano. It was almost $1. And it didn't make any sense at that time. You see, the revelation didn't make any sense at that time for me to, even if the memes or that particular meme had taken off at that time, it wouldn't make sense for me to jump out of the meme to purchase Cardano at that time, because Cardano was just way too high. So I knew that it wasn't the time for it yet. Because why? The meme must first take off, and then Cardano must be at a low price in order for me to start stacking up on it. So I know that it wasn't the time. But now, guys, when these blue chips are capitulating, they're crashing, and certain memes have bottomed out, they have flatlined, they have hit rock bottom. Now it's more appropriate, guys. And based off of what's in the charts, it's pretty clear, it's pretty obvious what's going to take place next. The majority of them, guys, they're going to explode. And the flow of liquidity is going to be, flowing out of these memes into the blue chips. So that's how I know, guys. Now, as a result of what I had said earlier, because no one knows 100% which scenario and how exactly it will play out, I'd say that it's also wisdom to always have low limit buy orders for even Bitcoin, regardless of the fact that I am not expecting it to crash all the way to zero in this current crash. Regardless of that fact, it is wisdom to always have your low limit buy orders, at least some of them. At least some of them. I know everyone wants to use, every little crumb that they have to purchase in on their favorite memes, in preparation for the pumps. But you have to exercise wisdom. Diversification is wisdom. So you want to, position yourself in the prophetic memes and also have your low limit buy orders for Bitcoin. And for coins like Shiba Inu, as I've said before, that's a priority. So there you have it, guys. I told you what I'm expecting based off of several different factors, you see, concerning Bitcoin, where it's heading next, and what I'm expecting. And please do with this information what you will. Position yourselves, and let's all wait and see how it will play out. Now, that's all I'm going to share in this particular video. You guys, please take care of yourselves. Peace. Shalom. Until next time.